Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Elathrix, and of course, welcome to what is hopefully the final video of the weirdest playthrough I have ever done on the channel. Today, we are going to try and survive, and perhaps even defeat, the Scourge. Now, the Scourge is incredibly powerful. They are, of course, on the ×25 difficulty, which means even the smallest of swarms is over 1,000,000 in fleet strength, so they are very, very scary. So really, our only way of surviving is to keep them at bay using our fortress habitats and everything else so that we can slowly rebuild. We are still rebuilding after the end of the cycle. Essentially, we lost everything just over 50 years ago, so it's amazing we've even got how much we currently have. And if we're lucky, we might be able to hold them off and just get everything sorted. Now, when it comes to our fortress habitats, they are incredibly powerful. However, with the devastation system, they won't hold off the enemy forever. Essentially, as soon as one of these habitats hits 50% devastation upon being bombarded, it will lose its FTL inhibitor. The FTL inhibitor is coming from the fortresses, and we have quite a few of them. If we look at our armies, this one, for instance, has 5,000 garrisons. Some of them have even more than that. So loads and loads of defense forces, which we are upgrading with tech. Now, the good thing is, if the enemy want to grab this habitat, they still need to defeat all of those defense forces, even if the FTL inhibitor has been removed. So if, let's say, they wanted to get through the system to here, they would need to actually take out all 3 of these habitats and then move on, which means 3 of their fleets will have to stay there bombarding, because the second they stop bombarding, the habitat starts repairing, and then the FTL inhibitor will turn back online, which means most likely this system and the next will stand as our last line of defense, since there are just so many habitats. This system alone already has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 habitats, which the enemy is going to have to try and get through. So that means 6 fleets just sitting there bombarding, or perhaps 4 or 5 if they're smart enough to move from one to the other and try to keep them at a certain level of devastation. The armies will also repair over time if they are attacked. And their ground forces aren't actually that powerful. I think they're like only 1,000. Yeah, so it will take them a long time to grab those habitats, and the FTL inhibitors will just keep on repairing. So hopefully that alone will keep everything at bay long enough. I do need to now really consider, am I going to go down the route of really heavy tech or more heavy alloys, because we are getting lots and lots of extra navy capacity from our defense forces. The soldier jobs here, which is what gives us our defense forces from the fortresses, also increases our navy capacity. I think it's like by 2 each or 3 each? Yeah, by 3 each, which is pretty good. No, it's by 6 each. It's 3 soldiers. Yeah, I am totally level-headed right now. Okay, so let's just continue until something else interesting happens. Also, the Scourge have seemingly changed colour again. Well, that's what happens when you occasionally relog, apparently. This is like the 8th day of recording for this playthrough so far. Back near our main little cluster over here, we do have a lot of habitats. It will take a while before these are really giving us much, as we just don't really have the population, but having so many of them will drastically increase our population growth. Each and every one of them, of course, is growing populations, although fairly slowly, because the racks are sadly void dwellers. Well, sadly, on the upside, plus 15% output, but minus 10% population growth. They're not exactly speedy.
In progress.
The Scourge have reached the wormhole. Thankfully, though, it seems like they're just bothering to bombard rather than do anything else, which is fine by me, because that wormhole goes there. That is kind of terrifying, honestly. Eventually, if we're very unlucky and they find a way over here through all the wormholes and everything else, we will start having to fortify all the other entry points to our systems, but thankfully, it's not that difficult. We have this system here, which cuts off most of this. Actually, this system here will cut off both of these sections, so I'd have to go all the way around again. And then this is still cutting off this area, so we're actually in quite a good position if the fortress habitats hold. We are getting so many refugees from all the other civilizations because, well, if we take a look-see, the Scourge is doing a number on them. They are being utterly obliterated. Our allies are being devoured. Our enemies are being devoured. Everything is being devoured. On the upside, though, they don't seem to really care about over here. They have, of course, reached the gateway, sorry, the wormhole, so if they do want to pop on over here, they can at this point. But they are mostly ignoring us, which is great. We now have over 70 habitats, by the way. Well, we have over 70 colonies, most of which are habitats. We have a lot. Planning for the future. Like I said before, though, it will take a while before these really get up and running, so for the next maybe 10 or so years, we are not in a great position, but then as the habitats come fully online, have a decent population size in them, everything else, things will start to look a little bit better. The Shroud has blessed us this day. Plus 30% influence gain. And with that, even more habitats! So, something I've been noticing, the Scourge do not like going past systems where there's still a world left, and their ground forces are just not adequate. With all their new ground forces being created, they are slowly getting world after world, but they're also losing a lot of their ground forces. As you can see, there's a damaged fleet over here, there's a completely devastated fleet over here. They're just being stopped, and because of that, they keep on having to wait for new ground forces to spawn, which isn't that quick. So because of that, they are going much slower than I originally expected. Originally, they just burst. They just completely took over this whole area almost instantly. But now they're more spread out, now there's more connections, they're really struggling to keep up. They will not go past worlds very easily, and they don't have enough ground forces to grab those worlds. They're making it, just incredibly slowly, which is good for us, although new fleets are still spawning, so they're not exactly getting weaker, they're just not getting as much territory as I expected. Which also means our fortresses are going to do the job just fine. I think we're actually remarkably safe due to our position in the galaxy. Here's wishing I could make ring worlds. But of course, sadly, I don't have that particular ascension perk. The poor worlds, though, being bombarded. Though on the upside, more people for us. The saviors of the galaxy, the good guys. So another thing is, it seems like they don't like leaving areas that are also being devoured. So not only does it take them a long time to grab the worlds, it then takes a long time for them to turn them into hive worlds. Now, of course, the more hive worlds they have, the more problematic it is for us, but still. It's taking them a very long time. I've now moved my forces over here. We now have enough that we should be able to fight off 1 to 2 mil of their fleet power, probably more honestly because of our bonuses. Remember, our Federation is giving us plus 25%, and we are getting plus 50 from our Ascension perk. Plus 75% damage isn't exactly bad. There we are, one of the hive worlds. Sorry, infested worlds. Well now, that went a lot better than I expected. In fact, that went way better than I expected. Wow, that was like 3 mil. Let's try that again. Remember, we have a lot of point defense, so their missiles and their strike craft all being essentially nullified because their missiles and strike craft don't get a bonus to their health. And we massively outnumber them. We are, of course, also countering them in terms of our armor composition and our weapons. We are devastating them. Oh, well, it turns out the Swarm is definitely one of the weaker endgame crises to stack, purely because it has such reliance. I knew that would be their weakness, but I didn't think it'd be that bloody weak. Yeah, because the missile itself is 31 DPS. These are only 6 each, so the bulk of the damage of the swarmers comes from missiles, which we're just shooting down. And then with the larger opponents, the bulk of their damage comes from the swarm strikers, which we're just shooting down. Glory to the Raxar. The bringers of the end, and yet the defenders of the galaxy.
Sphere of influence expanded.
Look at that, instant reinforcements as well for everything we've lost.
Attacking enemy assets.
Oh, wish you hadn't wasted all your shots on the station there. Melt it already. Okay, let's see if we can follow the strike craft then. Yeah, already being shot and dead. Yeah, look, they don't even get past here. They don't get anywhere near us. If they did, it would just wipe us out. That's probably why the corvettes are being destroyed, since the corvettes are getting so close to them. We don't have enough time to shoot them down. Then our own strike craft get involved.
Vessels destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, we are losing some, so I shouldn't just keep doing this. We're losing too many to make this, yeah, it's expensive to make this our final push, but good to know we can take out their medium and small fleets quite effectively. Now, their larger fleets, like the 4 mils, by the way, there are plenty of them. Oh, look, here's 2 4 mils there. 4 mil, we don't stand a chance against, but good to know that point defense is definitely the way to go. Okay, everyone, back off. We're also stronger in our home territory since we have Harmony finished, which means we have Bulwark of Harmony, giving us plus 15% fire rate, and then we also have Desperate Measures, which is an additional 40% when in our own territory. Oh, that's why they're so stuck. Look at how many planets they have here. Now, a lot of them are being devoured, but still. Oh, this poor reinforcement battleship. Oof. That went pretty darn quickly. Well, it tried, you know? Our poor Federation trying to defend its space. If only there's some kind of Federation fleet to help them. Oh well. Well, just showcasing how effective Fortress Worlds are, this is why they're being held up over here. They have a 5k, in fact 5.8k ground force, and they're sitting here because there's a 6k garrison. That's gonna take them a while. In fact, they're sitting around on loads of worlds here. This is where almost all their effort's going right now. They have started to breach this area. As you can see, the territory started to expand into it here and here. But, yeah, they're being just delayed. Insanely so. Our allies are good allies. Or good fodder. I mean, one of the two. Well, it's been insane micromanaging this, but there we are now in positive in everything, and our fleet continues to repair after that last attack. We're not really in a position to go out and start trying to clear them, because we just can't repair our fleet fast enough. I think me going into tech at all was honestly a mistake. I think what we should have done, because we already have some repeatables done, we have about 10 repeatables done in the things which are actually important to us right now. What I should have just done is go completely into fortress habitats for extra navy capacity and alloys, and just went with utter swarm numbers. At the moment, it would cost a lot to change our habitats back around, so we are just going stuck with what we are currently. But I will now be focusing a lot more on alloys as things go forward. At least, that's my current thinking. Also, it turns out you need a lot of crystals in this game, especially if you're going with habitat spam. Mostly because trade value is the king of trying to keep your energy reserves going, at least with habitats, since it's a bit difficult to get that many energy reserves to have the reactor habitats. And so you end up with lots and lots of the Galactic Stock Exchange, which requires 1 crystal. I feel like there's been very little footage so far, but I have actually now been playing for hours at this point. No, stop, less tech. New buildings will be alloys. Alloys, rare resources, and navy capacity. That's what we need to start focusing on now, more than anything. Oh, actually, make a new mining habitat while you're there. Although I do want some more trade habitats, that's fine for now. And yeah, sure, let's put down a new trade habitat. Actually, no, let's put down 2 mining habitats. We are going to need the minerals going forwards. Okay, we're not doing terribly tech-wise, at least. It's gonna sound weird, but I'm actually a little bit disappointed they're ignoring us. I mean, look, they have all these systems here being bombarded and everything else. Oof. But I want to see how our fortresses would have held up. Inconsiderate swarm. Oh, yep, they've completely taken this section down here now. Oh, are you going for the wormhole? No! Why not? Also, I swear, they're constantly healing, but they're at full health. No, they're not. Is their healing just really slow? Oh, I know what it is. Just jump up there for a second. Their healing is just this still, the standard regenerative hull tissue, but they have like plus 3,750% armor and hull, so they could potentially be sitting there healing for a very long time. Oh, is that causing them to pause though? Since they do tend to like to heal and stay put until they're at full health. That could be an explanation as to why they have like a surge of growth and expansion, then they just stop for a while. Are they healing, but with very slow healing? To be fair, it has only been like 30 years since we started the game at the moment, so they have still done very well for themselves. Yeah, down here has just been completely consumed. We now have 98 colonies total, and our ships are now almost strong enough to deal with even the more medium fleets of the enemy. If they do stack up, they will still destroy us, but we are at least now strong enough to deal with probably a 4 million fleet. Because of all the bonuses we're getting, because we're so hard countering them, we should beat them. Especially since so much of their damage, as the fleet gets larger, so much of their damage comes from things like their strike craft. Still can't underestimate the power of these, though, the acid blasts. Although they're not very strong on the surface, that's before you get all the extra bonuses to them. They're still very, very powerful, though also very, very short range, which is the good thing. So we have more time to attack them before they can actually fire, so hopefully we deal some damage. Our allies are being crushed at this point. It seems like, for whatever reason, they don't care about here. They're just going completely over here. We have been insanely lucky this run. Again, I'm actually a little bit disappointed, to be perfectly honest. Sending out the fleet once more, just to do a bit of damage to this area over here. Now, if I recall correctly, you don't actually land forces on the swarm worlds, the infested worlds, you just bombard them? You know what, I might be wrong there. So let's just create some ground forces close by so I can just jump them in if I'm wrong. So once again, almost all their initial shots there were nullified. And I don't think they got out many of the acid blasts either. How much did I lose then? Probably some corvettes? Yeah, corvettes are just not really suited for this at the moment. Corvettes are great if you spam them, and you can go with very specific ways of fighting with them, but mixing them into such a heavy, well, such a heavy force with battleships and cruisers doesn't really work out too well. Because the battleships never really got in range of those acid blasts. They managed to take out the enemy before that happened. And of course the enemy's missiles and strike craft all got nullified by the sheer amount of point defense I'm bringing. I'm bringing a lot. It's actually why we have such low numbers. That they're a lot more powerful than they look, because there's so much point defense mixed in, which has very low fleet power values. Also, we have a lot of strike craft now ourselves, but there we go. Yes, so we obliterated a medium-sized fleet there without losing any of our battleships. Okay, gonna just go this way. Then I really want to see what happens when we hit that world. And of course, we are bringing along our Juggernaut for once, which is very rare for me. The extra weapon range, of course, being fantastic with this fleet. trying to get my economy back to normal. The reason why my energy is so terrible right now is because my whole fleet is no longer docked. At least their stations are nice and easy to just obliterate. There we go. It does seem like when they're healing, they don't want to move around, but they're healing so slowly. Oh no, the Federation fleet's reinforcing like this. Well, at least it's going to hold these fellas up as they devour corvette after corvette.
Vessels destroyed.
Yeah, that's going to take a while to recover. That's fine.
Destroyed.
If we can get this area back, though, that'd be great.
Progress.
Is there a way to order your allies to only create certain types of ships? Can you remove all corvettes? No. If there is a way, tell me in the comments, because I don't know of it.
Techno.
Hello there, Swarm World. So here's the question. Can I land my armies? If not, then okay. I know what I'm going to do. My Colossus, you are being converted. No longer are you the Divine Enforcer, you are the World Cracker. Essentially, I've converted my Colossus now into a way of destroying entire worlds. So let's make you jump there, go over there, then you'll be retrofitted, and then you can start taking out the worlds. Like this one. So it is just a matter of bombarding them. So in that case, gonna just keep on going. This whole area here is honestly completely undefended. They have just insane amounts of fleet power, but they're all down here at the moment, expanding very quickly towards the west and the south. So what we're gonna do, or the southwest, what we're gonna do is try and take back all this area so we don't have just an insane amount of territory. Tempted to turn the Federation corvettes and destroyers into picket ships. The reason is, a lot of the reason why they're being destroyed so quickly is because the enemy missiles and enemy strike craft are not in range of our battleships' point defense. So they are actually hitting the corvettes and they are actually hitting the destroyers. So this would at least allow them to defend themselves, but at the same time, I just don't care about them. So, not too sure. Though at least it will allow them to do some damage. Oh, hello. Where are you fellas going? Are you trying to follow me? We should be able to defeat you. So, it turns out we have found Capture the Queen. An injured queen is here just floating sadly. Oh, look at her adorable face. So, we have the potential now of having our own little baby Scourge fleet. Now, sadly, I don't think they get the same bonuses as the actual Crisis, but still. They've also pulled a lot of their forces back, which means they're taking back this area. I can't see a construction vessel, though, so we're not going to be grabbing the systems. That's all that really matters right now. So, going to go around here, take all these, and then our Colossus is almost in position to jump. So then the Colossus can jump and start taking these worlds. It's only one corner, and they are expanding incredibly quickly, but it's a start. Oh, Mighty Shroud. Ooh, yes please. Okay, I want both of these, but this has a higher chance of success. But why? I just wanted more influence. Fine. Minus sublight speed, so now that's going to make it way more difficult to sort out, you know, chasing down the enemy. Long live the Queen! Yep, no bonuses to it, but there we go. We now have a Scourge Queen, which will slowly create her own little legion. Makes me think of my own little ant colony I have. You start with a queen, then you have way more ants than you expected. I mean, my ant colony went from one queen to about 500 workers in like a year, for instance. There we are. I'll make sure to get a better view of that next time. One world completely destroyed. Okay, you hold off for a second. I'm not sure if both of those fleets are heading to the same place. Ooh, pretty. Okay, they are. They are heading at different rates, though, so if they're coming for us, we'll fight them 1v1. Okay, make sure you're all sticking with the Juggernaut, please. Colossus, get away. Hurry up and make children! Oh, come on, game! So we are now in breach of Reverence for Life because of our bombardment of that planet. It was Scourge! Did not think that would apply. Extra market fee, diplomatic weight from tech is decreased, research speed is decreased. Oh, so many negatives. Okay, we need to remove that if we can. So that is Reverence for Life. Okay, good, someone else already wants to remove it, so support that, and I'll make it an emergency measure the second this current Senate goes away. It's a shame as well, because I actually like the bonuses it gives, but yeah. Poor little corvettes. The one good thing of having little random corvettes everywhere is we can do this. Go after that construction vessel. Of course, you are now slowed down, but you should still be able to catch up since you are a corvette. In fact, now you give you a leader, which can increase your speed. Oh yeah, forgot I have you now as a leader. Because of course we have the Queen. Okay, you'll catch up with that. Our Colossus is now moving over here to deal with that. Okay, now you stand your ground there and we can bombard there afterwards. Hurry up and gain range before it moves over to some other fleets. You're going somewhere else now? Okay. Can you please catch it before it jumps? This is going to have so much health as well. It's going to take a while to actually kill it. Yeah, it's going to take a while. Might wait until we have more corvettes next time we try something like that. Naturally, your habitat gets built midway through this. Lovely. You shall not interrupt the destruction of this world. Wow, you really won't. Few corvettes dead, but yep, one more swarm destroyed. Speaking of swarms, look, the Queen has some friends now. You're never really going to be useful, but I'm glad your ass. You're a pet. Okay, so where are the enemies at right now? No enemies over here for quite a while, so I think we should... Ooh, actually, don't want to be caught against you unprepared. Stay here until we know what they're doing. Quite a large fleet. Tell you what, once we have the Scourge missiles, this is what we'll put on our corvettes. They're long range, and they do bonus damage to hull and armor. They're just really good missiles versus the Scourge. You also have the Scourge Strikers. The Swarm Strikers, rather, which... Average damage 50, 66% armor penetration. That's pretty nice. For now, though, we'll just do that. Our science vessel's probably going to get enough of the debris anyway to unlock that for free. The new ships I'm creating will be the more damage-heavy versions. Since we definitely have enough point defense now, we just need to make sure we can keep up with the sheer level of destruction. Which means what we need are these, the Silver Spikes, which have the Tachyon Lance and the additional launchers. As much as these strike craft are good, these hit instantly. Ooh, is that a battleship we lost this time? To be fair, that was a 4K fleet. You lost one battleship there. But that was one of their larger fleets. Okay, let's move out then to here. Destroy that world next. We have the shinier guns. Six destroyers, nothing else. Okay, let's just start taking out systems then. Since there are no enemies nearby, except for this fleet all the way over here, this fleet all the way over there, so we have plenty of time to react in case things go wrong. Like, for instance, if this one suddenly veers off course, it was going this way. Oh, two very large fleets. Okay, never mind, you are staying put. Just focus on knocking out another world. We might need to jump at the end. Okay, the planet was removed, though now we are kind of in a bad place. How far can we jump? Okay, who has the smaller jump drive? A few of you do. Why? Why is this the case? The Colossus definitely has the side jump drive. Darn it, okay. You, I can actually upgrade on the spot. You can upgrade yourself, which is interesting since you are a Juggernaut. But I have a horrible feeling like perhaps some of the Federation fleets don't use the correct... Darn it, yeah. Let's actually remember to save them. Okay, that's a few too many for us to really... Yeah, the battleships have already been improved. That's because that's what I was actually focusing on. So, we can't jump as far as I'd like. Which would be great. I mean, look, there's whole areas here where there just very few enemies are. If we jump here, for instance, we have ages before anyone reaches us. Ooh, is that a Science Nexus? We could jump a construction vessel there and grab that. Okay, so what do we do? Could jump all the way there, then they'd have to follow us, and probably in that time we could jump again. Could jump here, like I was just saying. Takes a while for them to get there, plus there's only one fleet nearby. We could still take out a fleet even if we're weakened because of our defenses. Most likely. Where are you going? Okay, you're going away from that, so I could jump here and then just run. You know what I'll do? I'll back off normally, since we have some time before they reach us. Then if we're lucky, we'll be able to jump into these systems here. Then there's no chance they can follow us. Okay, a few construction vessels have been knocked out, but there's still quite a few around, which is not the best. But I have at least stopped them from reconstructing this area over here. Turns out this world is annoyingly still being infested, and I have no ground forces nearby to try and save it. So until all these are devoured, well, there's nothing I can really do here. On the upside, our fleet is now destroying all this area, and our Colossus has managed to take out a lot of this. So, overall, things are going well. It's taking a long time, though, so I'll probably just keep on updating like this until something interesting happens. Ooh, that constructor's taken damage. Actually, quite a few of the constructors have taken damage here and there. They don't defend them all that well, I've noticed. There's just too many of them, though. All we can do is just keep on pouring fleets over here, keep on taking systems, destroying worlds, so that they just don't get an overwhelming section of the galaxy. We just have to keep on going with it. The problem is the micromanagement now has got to insane levels. How many colonies do we now have? We now have 110 colonies. We have fleets everywhere trying to fight the Scourge. Yeah, this is taking a while. It's amazing that no matter how fast I feel like I'm doing damage, they are repairing faster. Also, out of nowhere, the Zealots just declared war on us. Well, they declared war more specifically on the Latropian state. The Latropian state? The state down here. The state which isn't as good as the Raxar state. Why? There are other, more important things right now, Zealots. About to bombard this planet, at least. We really should send in a ground force to try and save this world. It's going to take forever to get fully infested. So let's make a new ground force. The last one was sadly destroyed. And we'll try to keep on jumping them until they get there safely. Then they can invade the world and save it. Over here, our Colossus is about to jump in. There we go. You can go ahead and destroy that. And then you can start moving out. Now, in the background, I have been creating a secondary fleet. Nowhere near strong enough yet, but the idea is if we can get 1 million over there, we can then once again deal with the smaller fleets, and so we can send that one to start taking territory. Once we have 2, we can start doing some serious damage, but right now I can't focus on the constructors and keep on taking worlds and systems. I just have to keep on focusing on the worlds. Just keep on knocking out the worlds, since I believe that is where the construction vessels come from. Even if not, they're the more difficult things to remove. The systems we can just take back later anyway, so the world's primary target regardless how they function, then the systems. Fleets are last. There are so many of them. If they stack them, they would just destroy them in seconds. I've had to run away a few times, actually, because of that. Should be able to take out you two, though. The Swarmlings don't really do all that much, thankfully. And they're so easy to knock out compared to the larger versions. We tend to be able to kill them before they do any real damage. Okay, just go here for now. We'll see how they're all moving. Ooh, the Ghost of Habitat's passed. None may challenge the state. Our authority is absolute. Praise be the God Emperor. Exterminatus on all of your worlds. Darn, there's some forces over there right now. That's annoying. Still, might want to jump you, so I want you over there. Ah well, our main focus right now is just to destroy the worlds we can destroy easily using the Colossus. Shame we can't have more than one Colossus, honestly. It would be quite useful right now. Okay, so no worlds which are already halfway through being controlled. We can just go straight there and then destroy that. Well, that's not what I wanted to see. A space storm is now in effect, so 50% of the systems of the galaxy are now being affected by it. In these systems, you have no shields, and your sublight speed is affected by 50%. That is quite bad for us. On the upside, it is also affecting the Scourge. So the Scourge now are really slowed down, since they're not particularly quick anyway. This is going to really halt them. The problem is, though, if we get caught in a bad position, it's going to be really bad for us as well, since getting out of there is going to be a problem. Going to have to be extra careful and make sure our jump drives are just always ready to go, just in case. Darn it, construction vessel. Yep, seems like they are being created from the worlds. Damn. Yep, they're going to start building there, aren't they? Wait, wasn't this the home... Oh, no, this is the home world of the, amoeba. That's sad. Once again, though, right now, we're just focusing on the worlds. Obliterate all the worlds they have. We can try and take back the systems later. In case you're wondering why I'm still allowing these poor corvettes to try and reach our Federation ship, it's because of this. As soon as it spawns in this area, all of the fleets here try to go for it. And turn around. Then they have to turn around again to go back to the original plan. It doesn't hold them there forever, but with the storm, it holds them there for a long time, and it's causing the enemy to clump up. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Lathrix, isn't that what you don't want? If the enemy clump up too much, they're impossible to kill. That's true, but what it also means is that they don't have enough reinforcements to constantly guard their construction vessels. Which is pretty important because they're getting a bit out of hand again. Right now I'm planning on going through here, destroying this world, and then we're going to go back and try to double destroy the area we've already been. Kind of halved their territory at the moment, but it's still nowhere near enough. We need that second fleet. I'm currently pouring in almost all of our resources into it, and yeah, we're now over our navy capacity again. Need at least 2 more fleets. Once we have at least 1 million fleet power, that's when we can start to be safe in our fights. The Juggernauts can definitely solo these on a side note. The Juggernaut arrived here way too early, has been slowly attacking it for ages. It'll take a while to destroy them, but the thing is, its strikecraft take out their strikecraft on the way in. And it has more than enough to deal with that. Okay, you can go there and destroy this. Now, do we turn around at this point, or do we continue to destroy this? I think what I might do is just make a loop. Okay, no stacked fleets, so we can deal with any of those. This is a problem area. Okay, we'll just see how it goes then. For now, go there, And just stay put. Ooh. Where are you heading? Might want to stay put where we are, then. This is why these recordings take so long. At some point, I will do a no-pause challenge, and on the upside, I'll get the video done in, like, 20 times the time. 20 times less the time. I can't talk. Been recording now for... Bloody hell, it's been 10 hours. Okay, I've been recording for a while. What the hell? Okay, this world has been saved from the Scourge, at least for now. You're welcome, lads. You're welcome. Our queen is trying to catch up with this construction vessel, but probably not going to happen. Ooh, that looks like that one's going to actually enter the territory. Okay, so at least the queen has been useful. End up taking out one of the Scourge construction vessels. We're still waiting here for this. Come on. And now I think about it, fighting in the storms is actually fantastic for our types of ships. Because we rely so heavily now on strike craft, which I don't think are affected by the speed. Essentially, we'll start the fight straight away. The enemy are much shorter range than us, and it takes a long time for them to reach us. During this time, they're being peppered with strike craft, with the X-size weapons. Yeah, just look at that, just utterly obliterating them. So fighting in the storms is great. The problem... Oh wow, that looks awesome, doesn't it? Now that could be a screenshot. Wow, yeah, they actually managed to do 0 damage. Not a single shot got through against us. That is impressive, to say the least. Okay, no construction vessels nearby. Yeah, it's definitely worth taking out these lumps of Scourge, then. Oh, also, the Zealots have been utterly obliterated by our allies. And they're the ones who declared war. Oh, the silly buggers. Wow, our allies are actually not weak at all. Well done, State. Well done. I think that's the type of ship I'm going to use next. Love these. I think that's the molluscoid ships? Am I right? Am I wrong? It's not the avian, is it? No, the avian are more pointy. Either way, though, a glorious victory for our allies. So if we can take those two, go down, take out these two as well, even if we don't end up... Oh, good, they've no longer stayed stacked. Okay, so go around here, destroy that. Then we've got another safe area down here. This area is now recovering, but yeah, we are keeping them at bay at this point. We're kind of containing them, if nothing else. They're secured, they're contained, and they're kind of protected. Well, it's mostly us protected, but still protected nonetheless. Excellent, our swarm has just reached the enemy. Look at that Scourgy missiles. Yes, lovely. Can't really take out that construction vessel, though. We'll end up fighting the station. Actually, it might be okay against the station. We have more stuff, even though we have less fleet power, but I'm not going to risk it. Go back to where you were. Sit there, near that point. That way you can ambush anyone who comes past. That construction vessel might get too close to the station. It's not going to be destroyed in a way. Too much health again. And you just follow along. There's our strike craft, removing the enemy strike craft along the way. Really, I do think we have too much point defense, but saying that, with how many missiles the enemy do have, it's still good. I'd much rather have too many than too few. Plus, it's not like our strike craft don't do damage. They do a lot of damage, in fact. So having half of these battleships using the strike craft and point defense isn't exactly bad. Once again, fighting in these areas with the storm is just so good for us. Keep them further away than they can possibly hit us at. And... goodbye. I think I may have taken a few hits there yet. Nope, 0 damage again. That is insane. In case you're wondering what our systems currently look like, they look like this. All those habitats, a construction vessel is now arriving from the other system to make this final world a habitat as well. All the habitats here, all the habitats here. Now, originally, I went after trying to go with the reactor districts, the reactor habitats. That is, to put a habitat above an energy reserve. But there just isn't that many around. It really is quite rare to find them. I think there's one over here, which is actually not a star. It's you, right? Nope, that's star as well. As you can see, it's a bit of a problem. So, what I need to do now is start focusing on trade even more. At the moment, we're actually generating over 10,000 energy total. It's just being consumed by everything. Our trade value is insane. It's just, so is our cost. Okay, it's enough for now at least. We can't really fight some of the larger fleets, but we can safely at least attack this area. So I'm going to jump them over there, take these systems back, and then probably go over here for refuge and see what's going on. And then hopefully, if there's nothing heading towards us, we'll go after the construction vessels. What I could do is make a corvette fleet, just purely based on speed, to try and pick off the construction vehicles. And actually, I'm very tempted to do that. I've got both of these back for our allies, so they're happy. As we continue to get more and more of our systems back. Well, not necessarily our systems, but the systems of the galaxy. You know, our collective. All of the forces of the galaxy which aren't Scourge. Also, the Scourge are finishing off the Zealots. Yeah, the Zealots did not do well there, which I find kind of funny. They declare war, they get obliterated, everybody has a good laugh. This is nowhere near as strong as the main group, but it'll certainly get the job done. There were two fleets here, but one was backing away a second ago. Oh, keeps changing his mind. Either way, there'll be plenty of time for us to get past, so we can take out this top section again. Our forces are down here. We are about to crack open another world. Then that world. Then there's very little here until there. If I can take out this section. That's really good. Though I could try and take out the whole thing. As long as I don't stack. There's only one or two fleets I'm actually worried about. Yep, those two there. If we could take out all of this, that's... well, it's halted a lot of them. I think at this point we are on the road to victory. Even if we do end up losing our ships somehow, it should be okay. Glory to the shiny weaponry. So this is one of the larger fleets. Now bear in mind, we are constantly upgrading our fleets. We are doing the repeatable researches. Although I am doing a bit just to barely keep our economy functioning. Right now we are surviving on selling alloys and selling rare resource. I've not made a single new ship after jumping these. That's how bad that's got. But... we are upgrading our ships. The constant extra energy damage, the constant extra armor and everything, it is stacking up relatively quickly. Okay, are you both going over here, or... no? Can't fight two of you at once, but we can fight... one of you. Okay, if you're both going away, we can quickly take the system. Excellent. Not good. I just got caught completely off guard there. That's not great at all. Even our Juggernaut isn't here yet. This is going to cause some losses, almost certainly. Well, all the strike craft have been nullified, as usual. Our strike craft are now there, doing some serious damage. They have been upgraded a lot. In fact, how much extra damage are the strike craft doing is the question. Plus 220% damage, plus 240% speed. There's attack speed. Okay, the rest of the fleets have turned around and now firing, but this has allowed the enemies to get closer. Yep, there's the acid blasts. The missiles should still be nullified, mostly. At that point-blank range, it's going to be a problem. Wow, we really do hard counter them. At this point... oh no, the next fleet has arrived. Hello, Juggernaut. You're not really going to help with your extra range now. Now this is going to slow down our progress drastically, isn't it? Yep, there goes the Federation fleet. Though I think we are going to take them... wow, we are actually going to take them both out. That's insane. Yay for the strike craft being so good at point blank. Okay, how much do we actually lose there then? We lost... jeez, lots of battleships. Honestly thought I'd lose more. There's two more large fleets right next to us, and they're both heading towards us. Okay, back up right now. You can probably still take out one of them. Yeah, you could, but I don't want to risk that, so everyone... turn faster, please! Thank you! Well, nice to know 2 of these scary fleets have gone from this area, but it seems like most of their power's concentrated over here, so I should really move out and try and focus on somewhere else. Okay, you're there. Question, are you bombing the planet or moving out? You're bombing the planet, okay. In that case, you can go like this and this. And then focus on the construction vessel, see if we can take that out. Okay, good. Thank you, alloys being worth so much. If our positioning is correct, we lose nothing still. It's so important we start at max range. All this time they're being weakened, then when they eventually get in range to attack us, we'll lose maybe just a couple of battleships. Did we even lose that? Yeah, one battleship, 1 cruiser, that's all we lost there. We just get so weakened. Ooh, we could make a break for it. Okay, let's do that. Let's try and get out there and go straight for that. That way we can bombard that world. Ooh, where are you going? Okay, you're heading towards our little side fleet. Okay, deal with that, then run away. This whole area has now been cleaned. Okay, this is a bit silly. I'm about to sacrifice 53,000 worth of fleet power. Well, 52.4 thousand. Gonna jump from there. Go straight after that construction vessel. There's no way you're surviving this. I'll try and run you away, but yeah, it's unlikely.
Influence expanded.
Perfect. Actually, you can run this way. You know what? Yeah, attack that. Darn it, and you're not even the proper battleship type. If these were the ones with the point defense, they could potentially fight off one of the stations. The stations are not particularly powerful. Lots of missiles, lots of strikers, but they stay put, obviously, since they're a station, so our battleships just outrange their acid blasts. So as long as you can counter the missiles and the strikers, they literally can't hurt you. That's why the Juggernaut could 1v1 them. Okay, just go there and hopefully you'll go off cooldown soon. That was definitely worth it, though. That stopped a lot of reconstruction. Oh my god, how many are there? Okay. How stupid am I feeling? Wait, question, where are they going? Okay, if they're going to the next systems, what I should do? Get you. Oh, because you're already jumping. Okay, never mind. Jump there. Then make sure an attack order is in place for afterwards. There we go, 2 lots of construction vessels removed. Along with some of our ships. Hopefully they'll survive long enough that we can jump them back.
Technology secure.
Okay, they jump right into our waiting clutches. And goodbye. Okay, you run to there. You stay put. Okay. That was actually really good. They've lost a lot of construction vessels because of things like this. Actually, do they have any left? Oh, please say it so. Okay, for a brief time then, they're going to have no construction vessels. Well... that's not good. Wasn't paying attention, I was sorting out some of the planets, I hadn't paused, and well... these fleets ran right into a 3k fleet. They're doing better than I expected, honestly. I thought they'd just do no damage at all. I mean, it really shows how much you can hard counter the Scourge. Are they actually gonna win? Oh my god, they won! Well, surprised by that, to be fair. You're still strong enough to take out the odd station, so, where are you going? Okay, we're not going this way, though. Oh. Tell you what, jump there, then I'll decide later. These brave battleships that destroyed the construction vessels, sadly, are being taken out. Yep, goodbye. You tried. You can jump soon, that's good. Bleg is about to be bombarded. Then we go after those two, I guess. We could just try and cut off this section. Go this way, take out those two, move here, take out those two. Then all this is gone, then we can come back. Or we could stay around here and try and do the full circle. It's hard to tell which. I'm now trying to replenish the fleets we've lost, but it's going to take a while, obviously. On the upside, the alloys are no longer being the only thing supporting our economy because we lost so many ships. Funnily enough, I think the pure swarmling fleets are actually a lot more dangerous to us. A lot more of their power is tied up in the acid blasts, in comparison to the fleets with the queens and everything else. And because of that, they're also a lot harder to counter. They also seem to be faster, so we're definitely losing a lot more to those than the larger fleets, which is kind of weird, honestly. Yeah, that's a lot less scary. Queen, broodmothers, warriors, and swarmlings. The swarmlings are probably the strongest thing against us. I mean, the swarmers use 4 strikers, then only 2 acid blasts, and take up a lot of that fleet strength. The swarmer also uses 2 acid blasts, but takes up a lot less fleet strength, and their strikers are just worthless. And then the warriors are mostly missiles. Well, let's get a move on. I've now jumped back the fleet which took out the 3 workers, which is great, the 3 construction vessels. Okay, they're back. Can you jump yet? You really can't get in the way. Where are you going to go? This way. Yeah, you're going to get out of our range. We could jump the fleets we're making, though. Might end up doing that. It's hard to tell. Okay, construction vessels moving there, so we're jumping our fleets again to try and kill it. Squish it like the bug it is. There are, annoyingly, the construction vessels over here. We can't really do anything about that since they are being closely guarded for once. Still, though, if we can take that one, at least they can stop expanding that way. 2 worlds here, which is annoying. What are you doing? Okay, you're going away, that's good. You move there. Just so I don't have to jump you and don't have to pay attention. Excellent. It's awkward, but we're getting there. That was a really nasty fleet. Yeah, lost quite a lot then. At least in comparison to normal, where we lose almost nothing. But still, that's them dealt with. And so, we move on, once again. Destroy Blurg. Blurg. A world explodes as we fight off the Scourge. Yeah, the smaller fleets always end up doing some damage. It is very annoying. Might need to go back and get reinforcements finally. I mean, we've been out for quite a while. Now, we can heal, thankfully. Using the Juggernaut, that's why we're always at full health afterwards, at least after a short while. Oh, look at that, there was almost no fleets here. Okay, that construction vessel is going off by itself, which means as soon as it jumps, we'll jump these and take out that. Where are the rest gone, though? There are 3 stacked up. Here they are. Okay, you might be able to intercept them. It might be worth it then, because right now we could just obliterate all of this space, and that just leaves them these 2 islands. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Okay, lads, let's go.
Sphere of influence expanded.
You need to heal as well. So, get nice and close. One more reactor district, which is lovely. Our energy's doing okay for now, but that's purely because we don't have as many ships. Our Federation fleet is now almost being completely recreated over here. Just managed to lose most of them over the course of all those battles, so at least we have this ready to go. Well, while they're here, I may go with that option of turning these into picket craft, just completely anti-missile, anti-strike craft. At least then they'll get to do some damage before they're completely downed by everything. But saying that, the acid blasts are going to take them out anyway. How about turning them to missile craft? We do now have the Scourge missile. So is this the best missile versus the Scourge? It's for longest ranged. Yep, 100, 180, and then 120. Does the most average damage, right? Yeah, 14, 10, 17, 31. Oh, I thought it had armor penetration. No, I'm thinking of the strike craft. Yeah, this is much better. Extra armor damage, extra hull damage. I haven't really got many upgrades in missiles, but this will give the corvettes some serious range, which means they'll fire as soon as the fight starts. Yeah, that's actually a lot better than what we're currently going with, and then just regular plasma cannons after that. That's give them shields versus the Scourge. Yep, that'll do well. Well, that's going to be maximum evasion. Don't need this then, do we? I would still like the sublight speed. That way we can use them later on. Okay, yes, we do the same then with our Federation fleet as well. Scourge missile. Plasma cannon. Ooh, stuff I haven't unlocked but others have. You can't actually have missiles, can you? In that case, you know what? Sure. And you can run along after them. So you can try and defend the corvettes will rush ahead. That might go okay. That's not very expensive. Okay. Also, the reason why I'm not using the mega shipyard right now is because most of my alloys are either going into my economy or building habitats. I literally just don't have use of that many shipyards. So I'm just building them at the capital for ease of use. You two need reinforcements very soon, but one more station's going down anyway. Where are you going? And are you being defended? You might be being defended. Hopefully that fleet will break off. You just stay there after that fight. Okay, that construction vessel's going over here, so I'll jump our main fleet. You aren't really doing a lot much, are you? I think I'm gonna get you with the Federation fleet, and in fact, gonna jump you two as well. Well, at least the finished one. So that's enough now to start dealing with the small enemy fleets, and to be safe while taking out some systems. There's actually loads of stacked enemies over here, so I think what I'm gonna do is back you off, so finish off those two, then go after this little clump. That way, just these two islands left. Okay. Yeah, this original group now is really showing the signs of being just out for way too long. The Juggernaut is massively helping out because of the extra range, but yeah. We're now losing every single time we have a battle. We lose at least a few battleships. If I can get this group to catch up with them, we could make it once again a nice powerful group. Okay, you're going away. In that case, go there. You follow along for now. Managed to take up that construction vessel, but there are now some over there. Are you actually working, or? Not quite sure where they're going, honestly. Can't really get into there, can I? No. In that case, just move closer in case we need to jump over here. Finally, the uprising over here is over, since they've now been devoured by the Scourge, which means you can join our Federation if you so desire. Yep, just need to send over an envoy. And welcome to the Federation. Which means now only one empire is a part of the Federation, and it was this group, which used to be part of the Federation. Yeah, you kind of hate us, you know, the whole brought about the end thing. Converting your worlds, etc. Yeah, we could just declare war now, and our allies will probably deal with you for us.
We have declared war to
Sure.
safeguard our interests.
Could even send over one of our fleets, but if we take that, then we actually win the game properly as well, on top of just defeating the endgame crisis eventually. Hello, construction vessel, and goodbye. Our question is, are you going to approach here? Yes, you are. Okay, then we need to make a run for it. Because we just jumped. What you can do is move over here, and then we can pincer this group. Okay, you're going away. Move up. It's weird leaving this area, but I feel like it's the best option right now. Focus on these two. And look, our allies are doing our job for us. Fantastic.
Technology secured.
That looks weird. That's a fully upgraded habitat on their side, isn't it? Cool. Increased influence actually worked for once. Lovely. Although we did manage to run out of consumer goods just briefly there. There we go. And now our economy looks back to normal. Okay, what I've decided to do for now is merge these two groups. Oh, good timing as well. Hello. Lovely.
Technology secured.
One more of their larger fleets crushed. Okay, once again, make all of you all hotkey to the same thing. And you need to do this. Enemy swarm means our swarm. And all die and explode. Juggernaut's a bit further ahead than I would like there, that's my fault. Didn't see this fleet turning back around. So you can probably tell I'm getting a bit tired now, but we are so close to finishing them off. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, you're heading towards us, in that case, just stay put in the middle. How long till this world is fully infested? Not long. We could just stay here with the Colossus and just destroy it as soon as it's finished. Won't take long at all, just like a year or two. Though it wouldn't be difficult to jump a couple times. You know what? Let's see which gets there first. Do a jump there, move there, jump down, all good. Hello, construction vessel. Pop. Is that pirate fleet going to end up destroying the Scourge? Why are there Scourge construction vessels there? Oh, this is going to be a really weird thing to see. Well done, pirates. Still, no idea why these are here, but yeah, they're going to slowly kill off the Scourge construction vessels. Meanwhile, over here, our allied forces are doing very well versus the previously allied, now enemies. Yeah, little victory there for the enemies, but look, there's fleets there, fleets in their territory. They're doing just fine. Turns out the ground forces got there first. Blurg, blurp. Oh, the naming sometimes. Okay, you move there and hold off the enemy. This area here is basically under our control now. We can quickly deal with that. Then we're going to deal with this large section over here. Then we're going to go over here. I was gonna say, because there's no construction vessels, but they just bloody spawned in, didn't they, from that station, I think. Darn it. It takes so long to finish them off when they're this spread up.
Technology secure.
Spread out. Spread up, spread down, spread around, spread to the right, spread to the left. Just like before, I have jumped some smaller fleets, and by accident one of our transport fleets, to try and take out the construction vessels. Still trying to build up more habitats, of course, because why not? Those are all, yeah, good. Oh no! The fleet's there, come on, hurry up and get them! Yes, 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 combat, yep, that's it, fire away. Yes, okay, well, you've pretty much lost your lives now, but that was definitely worth it. That was 3 construction vessels going down. One over here. Good.
Technology secure.
So in total, 4 construction vessels were removed over here before they could do anything. This area has now been completely cleaned up. I know there's some construction vessels over here, but that's it. So what we're going to do is move up all the way over here. We've got a dominating force over here. And we're going to just move from system to system, systematically destroying all of this until this chunk is removed, and then finally the last chunk. Excellent. Well, the very first system we enter, and there's 3 worlds for us to destroy, so we're going to be here for a while. Just paused it here, and it honestly looks like we just threw these battleships and it's killed them. I choose to believe that's exactly what has happened. So that was one of the 4 mill fleets. And honestly, it wasn't the best positioning for us. Really, it's always better if they jump into our system than we jump into theirs, because that way we're always centered and everything's always perfect. When we try to go into their system, it's a little bit more all over the place. Okay, you're going that way, hopefully towards us. Had to move the Colossi a second ago, though, sadly. The Colossus, rather. So I'm having to recharge the weapon. Oh, almost done.
Technology secured.
Soon the war will be over, and we control every single empire. We brought about the end, but we also brought about their savior. Us. Oh, and... wow, very little of your empire left. A lot of it went to my allies. Well, there we go, though. All empires now understand that we are the true empire. Glory to the Raxar state. And look at that border gore. Doesn't look too bad in Unions mode. Oh, but it does afterwards. Wow, that state is really powerful. We actually have very little space, but... yeah, we almost have 140 colonies now, so... we're densely packed. Like an energy bar. What? Welcome to the system. These are shiny things!
Technology secure.
We've also captured that Brood Queen. Interesting. So we have both types of Brood Queen now. We are losing a few here and there, but we are closing in on the final. And we have 3 fleets almost complete. What I need to do is start mixing in more of these, the pure damage ones. I've got far too much protection, way too much point defense, essentially. You attack that. You, since there's no one nearby, you can move away from the center. Let's see how fast we can actually bombard one of these planets to cleanse it. I wonder what percentage we need to get to. You know what? Instead, all of you follow the Juggernaut, and the Juggernaut can move down to here. Actually, pretty much the same as I was doing before, but just sit in the middle instead. A new brood has been spawned near Exile. I'm sure after we defeat the current Scourge, I won't, you know, enforce my will upon our Federation through the use of these Scourge. Just seeing these float on by occasionally near your worlds, I'm sure that wouldn't influence you to do everything I have to say. We're the good guys after all. We're saving the galaxy. We're the defenders of the galaxy. Good guys. Yes. The Shroud has increased the lifespans of our leaders. All of them. Can you guys just stop sitting there and start? Oh, you are actually moving towards me now, finally. You're just sitting there, though, right? Yep. Slowly working our way down. Really should just move these fleets and join them up, honestly, at this point. I think we have enough for 2 full groups now if we combine them and split them. Let's go with that. I got bored of waiting. They kept on getting close and then being distracted by Federation stuff. You should be finishing off in a second. You're in a really annoying position. I might have to actually jump over and then attack that way, because if I attack this way, I'm instantly in point blank range. I end up losing a lot of ships for nothing. Okay, need ground forces over here as soon as possible. Oh, let's just skip the enemy. So many strike craft. Yeah, once again, need ground forces as soon as possible. Some nasty fleets left.
Planetary invasion commenced.
One more, down and out. Okay, Colossus, you get your butt over there. I thought I said New Stellaris then. Stellaris 2. Infested World. That does actually sound like a pretty good title. I would play that. Wow. You're decently powerful. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Weird. I like it. Okay, let's just get over here. All of you, follow along. Where are our ground forces? Yep, you can move over there now. Take that back. Just one world? Good. Annoyingly, there are construction vessels down here, but claiming all this back is just so important right now, because this is the last fully fortified area they have. So take this, then just make a sweep around, and then that will be that. So this is like the perfect group for us to fight. Loads of the larger Scourge, almost none of the smaller Scourge, and all of their firepower is just completely nulled. And they're gone. Did I lose anything there? I did a little bit of damage, and we lost a few corvettes and destroyers. We're always going to lose corvettes and destroyers. Battleships are all I really care about. Okay, you're moving out. I'll just wait until you move out completely, then I'll take over that. Charging a weapon still. Have I took back all of the worlds here? Yes, I have. Fantastic. So you can move forwards. Is that Scourge world? Yep, completely infested. Just a few more. The world's over here. Yeah, just 2 worlds there, a few worlds there, a world there which is being taken. Won't take too long now. I hope. I think. I potato. One of the construction vessels is randomly going over there, so I'm jumping some fleets. We just intercepted another one. Well, we are currently intercepting another one. So there's only one active construction vessel currently. Yet we are destroying them faster than they're building. Lovely. Continuing to snipe off all of the construction vessels we can. And with that, we are doing pretty darn well. You been guarded at all? Nope, you are not. Excellent. Okay, can anyone reach there straight away? Yes, you can. Oh, change your plan. Don't jump where you're about to jump. Instead, jump there. Excellent. No one's defending them. The last chunk over here and one world over there, and then that is it. So I think some of the worlds here probably already been invaded. Not yet. Probably soon, though. We have a ground force to deal with it anyway, so it's not too bad, even if they do get into the planet. Wow, that's weakened. How did you manage to lose that much ground force? I guess just invading planet after planet has just worn it down. You haven't been able to get any reinforcements because, well, you've got no stations and barely any worlds left.
Technology secured.
Well, I'm okay with that. Maybe next time actually, you know, give the order to start destroying the world. Okay, move there. What are you doing? Okay, then we'll move to attack that afterwards.
Sphere of influence expanded.
I don't know how I'd play this game without jump drives. Goodbye, construction vessels, once again. Dealing with quite a large fleet here. Quite close as well as soon as the fight started, which isn't great for us, but still. Yeah, we are just erasing them now. No bother at all. We lost 2 battleships, 3 battleships, and then some destroyers and corvettes. Fantastic. Okay, so all we need to do now is take back these systems and this world, and that's last of their territory. Construction vessel. Go, 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 go. Kill, 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 kill. Destroy. Any others? No? Okay. And then it's just hunting down the last of the fleets. As you can see from that, we can destroy even very large fleets. I mean, that combined was over 5,000, and it was at point-blank range rather than how we want to have those fights. Well, not quite point-blank, but you get the idea. It's too close for comfort. It's best if we have the serious range advantage, and we even have some backup fleets ready as well. So, after that, it's just running around, destroying everything we can see.
Technology secured.
Well, this is going to be a very annoying fight. Instantly point-blank range. Hello there, friends. At least you have some happy corvettes. Wait, did we win? That quick? Well, I guess at point blank, yeah, our corvettes and such just rip them apart. Okay. I just expected the battleships to be less effective than that. Annoyingly, there's a fleet over there and a fleet over there of Stragglers. I was intending to get them both. What we could do, though, is just grab that one, go around, then take out the last little section over here. Just lost a chunk of our Federation fleet since I accidentally just moved them like that rather than sending the slowest, then the rest following them. Whoops-a-daisy. Yeah, I lost loads there. Still, that's fine. That's for last down here. Now I just need to move back up here and then deal with all of this. So, yeah, I think the easiest way would be to go back up here. wait there, attack that. That's our last world we can deal with. The Colossus should be in range to jump. Let's move our backup fleets. Actually, no, stay there. Yeah, deal with that. Then what we can do is use the gateway to reinforce. In fact, I can move them now. And then take out the rest. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fleets total, if you don't include the one guarding the world. Some construction vessels, but I have loads of ships ready to jump as soon as they're unprotected again, which looks like it won't be too long. Good. So it does seem like the construction vessels can actually arrive from the fleets themselves. Which makes sense, since they have queens and everything in the fleets. That was 2 of the construction vessels dealt with. Looks like they're actually going to bother defending this one. That's not very nice. Well, I can't get that construction vessel, but at least we can down the ground forces. Very, very slowly. Wait, is that exactly 1 battleship, 1 cruiser, 1 destroyer, 1 corvette? Well, I guess technically that's a balanced fleet. Sure. Sure. Oh, you're going to leave that. In that case, I'm gonna... Oh, I can't jump yet. Well, hopefully I can later. Okay, our forces are arriving finally, so we can deal with this. And then take out that final world they have, and then all that's left is the fleets around here. I've said that quite a lot today. All that's left. It's taking a while. As you can probably tell, I've kind of stopped micromanaging all the habitats quite as much because we've essentially won at this point, and it's just taking so long to sort them out. Could you two attack the fleet and not the station, please? Ooh, construction vessel. Someone grab that now. Please. Thank you. Okay, there's that fleet which is defending the other construction vessel, which is busy building. You move there now. They're going to jump in, which is going to be annoying, but that's fine. Oh, no, they're backing off, which is actually bad for me. Oh, unless you can get the kill a little bit faster, please. Okay, made it back off. Good enough. They're just being annoying at this point, aren't they?
Vessels destroyed. Vessels destroyed.
We ended up chasing these down, so I'm going to have some losses here because of that, because we arrived staggered to distract them. But it's still worth it because they were going to reinforce this group, which would have just made everything more annoying. Oh look, our Juggernaut's here. Might as well just keep on rushing forward, honestly. At this point, we are so strong, we don't really need the most efficient battles. Darn, the other one got away. Okay, so stacked up their fleets there, annoyingly. There was 2 fleets, now they're stacked. There's 1 fleet there, but we're pretty much good to go. Let's just get all of you ready at the border. Get the Juggernaut in the same position. Destroy those 2. Ooh, some of you jumping forward. Oh, because you're after the construction vessel, aren't you? Well, whoops-a-daisy. Oh, you might be able to get them still. Come on.
Colonization in progress.
It's weird seeing our corvettes firing their version of the missiles. Oh, the other fleets are there trying to help out, but will we get it? Yes, we will. Well done. We got all prepared and they're just gonna jump. Oh. Were we close enough to start the fight? Or perhaps they're on auto-aggressive themselves? Oh, I messed up. Okay, so all the Federation... all the Federation ships are no longer trying to merge. So instead we get this lovely wall of numbers. Whoops. The queen is dead, as are all of the warriors. There we go. And now the rest of you just get over there. That's the last group, I think. Let's just double check. We got the one down here, then we moved up. Yeah, we got that one. I'm sure I saw one wandering around here, but I think we've dealt with it. Ah, look at our little Scourge group. Scourge 1 and Scourge 2. You're my favourite. Don't tell Scourge 1. Some of our fast ships got there a lot faster. Oh wait, no, or are those reinforcements? It could be, yeah, the other Empire's trying to reinforce, since that gateway's so close. Wait, is this our old homeworld? Oh, wouldn't it have been amazing if this is where the final battle would have been? Yeah, this is our old home system. Look, all the shrouded worlds. And of course, the fact that it's 3 black holes. That's a lot of bonuses. Just stuck fighting those. Oh, please don't waste all your shots on these things. Attack the actual things which can hurt you. The end of the Scourge. And with that, we are victorious, right? Yeah, double checking. It seems like there's no other empire which isn't currently in our federation. We just didn't get the victory screen. For owning everything. Oh, victory's been disabled. Wait, I just thought victory year has been disabled. Well, I mean, either way, we are victorious. So the only thing left in this galaxy, outside of a few marauders, is us. Every empire is under Federation control. We have defeated the galaxy. No, we have saved the galaxy, defeated the Scourge. So with that, thank you so much for watching. As you can probably tell, near the end, I stopped micromanaging the habitats just because it was getting way too overwhelming. Not so much because it was overwhelming, just because we were so clearly going to win at that point that we didn't need them to be any better. We could have got way more tech and way more everything else if I'd continued to micromanage them. But yeah, it was just becoming an absolute chore at that point. Many hours has gone into this video. I thought this video would be the shortest one to record out of the 3, but it turns out it's actually possibly longer. I need to check the footage, but yeah, I've been recording for a long time for this. Really enjoyed it though. This has been by far one of the most interesting runs I've ever done, and I found out that the Scourge on 25 times difficulty might be the most counterable, just because of their dependence on missiles and strikecraft. It means you can actually counter their damage, like really counter it, because the missiles and the strikecraft don't have increased health based on the damage modifiers. So you just need the same amount of point defense as a ×1 Scourge event. That is, if they have the same numbers in their fleet. I think they do. I think it's just like their stats increase. So that is surprising. I don't think they are the easiest, just because when they first appear, they are rampant, but you can destroy their scouts. I don't really know which one I'd say is easiest. I think the contingency might be the hardest, but I always thought the unbidden was the easiest, but in ×25 difficulty, the Scourge might take the place, depending where they spawn. Because if they spawn near you, that was so much more aggressive than I've seen the unbidden. They just obliterated this section to begin with, but then they thin out. Yeah, a lot of waffling, but thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video and this little mini-series, the 3-parter, the end of the cycle, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff, helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next full playthrough, I'm thinking about relaxing and maybe going with a Terravore run, since I haven't devoured worlds in quite some time. Or perhaps we can actually try and be the true good guys. Not too sure, suggestions are very welcome in the comments. Thank you for watching, do take care, have a great day, and goodbye.